I, me. What else does the ego do? It's always performing. It's acting all the time, isn't it? I want people to say, oh, this is this bloody narcissistic world we live in. Jesus, what's happened to people? I want you to think me of this. I'm going to put a flag on my bio, and I'm going to do this, and I'm virtuous, and look at me, how virtuous I am. Look how caring I am. Look at me. It's performing. It's an act. Does your ego perform? Does it appear to be somebody in this situation and somebody else? I was so many different people I couldn't remember who I was. Who was I last time I met you? Yeah, bring your attention into the moment. Can you be any more than who you are now? You can't, can you? You're already perfect as you are. Right now. So you don't need to act. You don't need to perform. You can just be you. And do you know what? You're the best in the world at it. I thought it's worth people really like that. They call it authentic. You should try it. No more need to perform or act. You can be you. What a relief. What else does the ego do? Clinging and aversion. It will cling on to anything that confirms the picture, and it will reject anything that threatens the picture. Does anybody here struggle with praise? Oh, no, don't praise me. Oh, look, you have that praise. That was them. Please don't praise me. Ooh. They're just saying it. They don't mean it. What the fuck's going on there? Oh, and presumably that praise was genuine, but it threatens something, hasn't it? Because if that praise is genuine, then I can't be the useless me, can I? So I've got to reject the praise. What do you push away? Because that'll give you a clue. Push away love, push away praise, do you push away success? What do you push away? Not just because you're ultimately pushing something away doesn't mean saying you should embrace it. I'm just saying notice, oh, hang on a minute, is my ego defending itself here? I'm rejecting an idea, pushing that idea away. Why? Why am I refusing to explore that idea? Why am I saying that idea must be cancelled? Why? What's so threatening about that idea? What's it threatening in me? But also that we grab onto. Now, I couldn't work out why my needs always came last. Always last. Until I realised it was because I always put my needs last. It was me doing it all along. Oh. I hung on to that for years. People abusing me or treating me badly. Why? Well, because it it helped maintain that sense of self. What do you cling on to? What do you push away? These are really good clues. Now, my risk in teaching you is this, that the ego will get hold of this, won't it? Yeah? And it's going to try and understand this. It's going to try and understand itself. God, you get horribly lost that way, can't you? Yeah. So please try and not do that. Be present as you can and stay in your body. Just anchoring your attention to your breath would be enough. And the work is taking place. I'm only talking about this to point you towards its patterns. Yeah. See where it does, see where it goes. I've had this belief all of my life. Is it true? Probably not. I always react like this in this situation. Maybe I could choose some other way of reacting. Yeah? And just start to notice these patterns. And gradually it comes undone. It's like peeling away layers off an onion. Until eventually there's nothing left. And that in the East they call enlightenment. To be a free, sovereign human being. Free of your conditioning. But even just to get a glimpse of that, for a few moments here and a few moments there, has a radical effect on your life. I think I've talked enough about that now, haven't I? Have you got any questions?
Can I just say about the ego thing? We had our online, and I was in a boardroom, and they were like, Trina, you're doing so well, and I went, oh God, like that, because I was raging inside.
Yeah.
And they're being nice to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, thanks. And I came across quite rude. Do you know? And I was like, oh. And then they were like, oh, no, that's great. And then after we had our online, they were like, I did really well. And I went, thank you, I appreciate that. I created a drama out of something. Yeah. It felt much better. I didn't panic. I was like, okay.
And a bit of conditioning has fallen away.
Yeah. But I thought, geez, I was going in there. You know,
having a go at them for being nice to you.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, like that. I didn't mean to, but I felt embarrassed.
Yeah.
But actually, it's gone a lot more smoother now.
Yeah. Well, you can see the patterns, can't you? And this is not always a comfortable process. And some of what you see is very uncomfortable.
Sorry, that finished?
Yeah.
Well done. So, in the work situation, where don't you deal with sociopaths, psychopaths? I mean, they're everywhere. I just try to avoid them.
I don't have too many of them in my life, but I don't work in your environment. I think you just have to realise how people are, and I think understanding other people's conditioning is really helpful. And actually, as marketers, the people pulling the strings understand it perfectly, and they're absolutely manipulating egos. It's how they sell things, isn't it? You know, when I was a kid, it was quite basic. You know, have feet, try shoes. You know, now it's like shoes are going to make you sexy. Shoes will make you successful. Shoes will add something to your sense of self. You know, it's how people are manipulated, and we'll talk that more on my next talk, through that sense of self. So having some awareness of your own patterns is a really good start. But also be aware of other people's patterns, because if you chose to, you put you in a very powerful position in that situation. Because you know exactly how to inflate that ego and how to direct it and control it.
Yeah, but that itself is manipulating that.
Well, I wouldn't choose to do that. Which I don't have too much to do with psychopaths and sociopaths. But you know, in that world, if you chose to stay in that world, it'll put you at a very considerable advantage. Anyone else? You're all happy? So really, sorry.
There is a place for our thoughts. You
Yes,
know, our thoughts.
yes,
Our
yes,
ego
yes.
does have a purpose. It doesn't have to be a bad. I mean, I can see what you're saying with it being a bad thing. But our thoughts are really
No, don't confuse thoughts with ego. Right, ego is identification with thoughts. Your thoughts are a tool. I would say 90% of your thoughts, or most people's thoughts, are ego-driven. But you know, thinking is a useful tool. I'm working with some architects in Islington lately. I'm quite enjoying working with them because they're creative people. Now they've all been to architect school. They've all got the degrees and the rest of it, and they've got these very clever computer systems to design what they're doing. But that in itself isn't intelligent. Right? Their intelligence, their ideas come when they're not doing that. They come from that space of awareness, when they're out walking the dog or they're playing golf. That's when the pictures come to them. So they'll have the insights, the creative ideas, and then they will use their thinking and their learning, their education, their computer programs to bring that onto paper and then ultimately into physical reality. So that's an appropriate use of learning. What I'm saying is that learning in itself is not intelligent. The degree can't create the building, the computer can't, well, it can create it, but it'll be sterile. There'll be nothing human there. I've heard some of this chat DBT music. Well, actually it sounds like a lot of the shit I hear on the radio. It's why doesn't the radio? Right? Because it's created by computers. It's got no soul. There's nothing there. Now, a real musician will have those creative insights and then use their learning and their skills and their musical ability to bring that into practice. So it's a combination of the two. And I think it's what's directing that. Learning, directing, learning is insane. It needs an intelligence beyond that. So not all thinking is bad now. Just quite a lot of it. Anyone else? So this is rather nice, isn't it? You've arrived here, somebody, now you're nobody. Do you know, it's so much easier being nobody.